Hello, hello, hello. 1 second, I gotta find something before I can hit go live. 1 second, where is it? Will that work? I mean, that kind of work. Kind of. 1 second, I gotta hide something before I go live. 1 second. 1 second, 1 second. Yeah, that works. That works. Good enough. Okay, cool. Hello. How's everyone doing tonight? Hello, hello, hello. Trying to set up. Yeah, I accidentally went live and I forgot that I still had it set up for Twitch. So apparently I went live on Twitch for a couple seconds there. And then I'm like, wait a minute, where is everyone? And it's like, oh wait, wrong stream. Yeah, we're in the basement because right now in my garage, do I have the Venture XL on here? Do I have any of the printers on here? Printers, Venture XL. So it just to put in perspective, oops, that's the wrong button. This is the temperature in the Venture XL right now. And this printer is in my garage. So yeah, it's cold. It's cold out there, and that's with the heater going. I probably could have bumped it up. If I had like turned on the heater to high and turned the additional heater on, but like it got down to like negative 23 Celsius last night. And it got down to negative 23 Celsius last night. It's been cold all day. You're hearing bad audio and a reverb. It is echoey in this room. It's echoey in this room. It is what it is. This room is echoey. Yeah. I mean, you're near Canada, right? I mean, I'm in Canada. Floor would still be cold. Yeah, it's just there's so much ambient coldness out there. Oh, it was the Discord feed? What do you mean Discord feed? What? You watch me on Discord? I don't stream on Discord. So I'm like, you know what? Let's do a nice little print and chill. I figure we'll print with the Delta Flyer. Because I gotta do a couple prints on it before I can do a video on it, because I want to do next week's video might be the Delta Flyer. We'll see. So I gotta do the thing that YouTubers do where they print a bunch of dumb shit on a printer so they have something to show that the printer can print. So I figure we'll do a couple prints on the Venture XL. But before we get started, this has been sitting in like down here for like a month. I figure let's open it up. We'll take a look what comes in the LDO Micron kit. We'll figure out what colors we're going to print the parts, because I got to start printing the parts for this, because we're going to be starting the build soon, because the Jabberwocky's done, and hopefully we'll get in the Stealth Burner online soon, or Stealth Changer online soon, so we're going to need another build series to get going. No Zaku boy. I got a Zaku. I got a Goof Custom right here. You can't see it on this screen, but I got a Goof Custom and an Easy 8. And also, because it fits perfectly, we got a G-Quux, and the G-Quux sits right on Gramps' shoulder. If you know, you know. Yeah. Yeah, if you follow me on Twitch, if you've been following on Twitch, you've probably seen this basement a bit more, because we do Twitch streams down here where we build like Gundams and shit. So if you're not following me on Twitch, follow me on Twitch, Nero3D on Twitch. Let's get some better colors. Let's get some better accent lighting, because we got the rainbow, which is always good. Rainbows are awesome. Let's see, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Mode. Red, that. Let's see, what do we got for colors? Let's find something fun. Blue, white, purple, white, red. See if do I got red and white? It sucks because you got to scroll through it all. The joys of like cheap Chinese LED lights. It's like, do I just go through them all? Does it just... Are there patterns? Yeah, screw it. Go back to rainbow. Whatever. Everyone likes rainbow. There we go. Whatever. Good enough. Primarily was impressed. Yeah, dude is a banker. I met the guy last year before the election, they came down to, they did a rally. I try to make it a point where every time there's an election, I try to at least visit and do, attend one or more speeches by the candidates, just to kind of get a vibe feel. And I had like 2 minutes to talk to him, and he's a nice guy. So the dude is a banker. The dude is like an Oxford educated banker. So Tron Ares color. I watched Tron Ares. I wish it was better. There was stuff I liked. Nine Inch Nails did an amazing soundtrack. Visuals were great. I just wish the plot was better. I'll be honest. Always seems switch. I know, it's funny. Whenever I go over to England and I talk to some of the Brits, they're like, they know who Carney is. And they're like, yeah, we like him. And I'm like, yeah, he's a nice guy. So, yeah. Let me see here. 1 second here. Oop, that's not what I meant to hit. I hit the wrong button. So what you're all going to do is every stream we do give away a spool of Polymaker filament. Link in the video description. So go down, enter for your chance. Go do that now. That's being the Prime Minister of Canada from last year. I was like, whatever. I'll go visit him. I've managed to meet the last, like... Met Carney, met Trudeau, met Harper twice. I met, what's his name? The Liberal guy before him. I met Kretsching. I've met Jack Layton. I've met a bunch of them. Polymaker rocks. Polymaker does rock. So let's see. So what we're gonna do, because it is unbelievably cold outside, we're not working on anything I got outside. We're not doing any building tonight. What I figure, we will go through the Venture XL, or not the Venture XL, we'll go through the kit here. Why am I breaking down this box when there's another box in the box? There's boxes and boxes and boxes. Can I zoom out? Let me zoom out. There we go. And I'm gonna have to so slightly tilt that. There we go. So we got a box and a box. So let me take the box out of the box. Oops. On the ground. Can I get this box out? No. Okay, maybe if I break the box, then I can get my hand under the box and try not to get a paper cut and lift the box. Haha. Oh shoot. Oh good. Okay. There's no personal information. I was a little worried that I doxed myself. Wouldn't be the first time. Looks like we are not. The Alberta separatist movement is like dead on arrival. One, they're actually a much smaller population according to internal statistics. Two, fun fact, you can't just declare independence and walk away with half the country considering you have no right to it. The majority of Alberta is actually native land that is ceded to Canada, and they would have no right to it. So they would only get like, I think it's like 20% of the actual landmass of Alberta could theoretically actually separate without like full-on civil war. And yeah, it don't work that way. It don't work that way. There's a lot of paperwork. More Cora, less Leto. Yeah, that's what honestly disappointed me the most. Was I really liked the two main characters from Tron Legacy. I like Cora and I liked, what's his name? I can't remember his name. But I liked their character arcs and I wish they stuck around. Instead of just like Jared Leto. But I guess what happened, because I'm like, why are you using Jared Leto? He hasn't been in a good movie in forever. And he's like box office poison because he's, you know, he's a weird guy who has a lot of accusations and culty shit. But it turns out he basically funded the movie. He is a huge Tron fan and basically bought the rights, or like basically because he is the producer of the movie and he owns the rights or whatever, he was able to basically cast himself as the lead, which is why his character is also such a Mary Sue. So yeah. So yeah, just use my teeth. Yum, 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 yum. I mean, it would taste better than a Tim Hortons pizza. Okay. There we go. Move that camera there. So, documents and what's inside. So we have built a Micron before on this channel. We built one of the original ones. Ooh, we got a kit badge. I can't remember what kit we built. I think it was a DFH kit actually. But it was like a 120 micron. I think this is a 180 micron. So this one I actually will probably use, unlike the other one, which was too small to be worth doing anything with. We got our panels. Good old panels. What's a Mary Sue? Mary Sue is a archetype of a character that is... Here, let me just pull up the actual definition. Mary Sue. Is a fictional character. It's usually like a woman, but it could be really thing. It's basically like the character is just overpowered. The character is like free of any like downsides. They have all the magic powers to save the day. It's basically like, you know, I'm writing a story and I'm self-inserting myself as a character, and that character is the most attractive and everyone loves the character and they can do no wrong and they're magically able to solve all the problems because they're the Mary Sue. So, yeah. Yeah, I know DFH it doesn't exist anymore. So yeah. So 180. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this build. I'm actually looking forward to this build. So we got a Leviathan controller board. That'll be nice. Ooh, let me move my gamer subs out of the way. Buy some gamer subs. You know what? I think gamer subs has a sale on right now. Do they have a sale on right now? I gotta stock up. I gotta reach up to my rep because they just put out the new Wubby flavor. And, well, it's not a new Wubby flavor. It's a rebranding of it. Do they have a sale on right now? No, they don't have a sale on right now. But go buy some gamer subs. Use code Canuck. Another one of these stupid things. I've got a million of them. I'll just add it to the pile. Ooh, the LCP power supply. Thunder Sleet. Dude, I heard that. I heard some places are going to be getting thunder snow. I've been through a thunder snow storm. It is, if you've never had the chance to experience thunder snow, it is insane. Because okay, you know when you go out in the snow and everything's quiet, right? Everything's quiet because it acts like a sound, like there's no ambient noise. Everything's quiet. Like you can hear noises like you normally don't hear when because it's, everything's soft. Now imagine thunder during that. We were doing, it was a training exercise up in, not Meaford. We weren't in Meaford. What was it's an Air Force base around Toronto. I think it's just north of Toronto. Anyways, we're up in mid-Ontario, around slightly south of northern Ontario. And we had freezing rain overnight that turned into snow. Well, turned into sleet, which turned into snow. And then it started thundering and lightning. And it was very, very frightening to me. But it was really cool. It was legit one of those experiences that I'm like, that was cool. Less freezing rain. We're supposed to get a bunch of snow overnight. I'm a little worried about power outages. What do we got for the extruder anyways on this? What is the stock extruder? It is a Galileo extruder? I don't know, it's got planetary gears, so it should be a pretty good extruder. I think it's a Galileo. I mean, we'll look up the kit, and then, because what we'll do is, I'm just going through the box, seeing all the stuff we got, and then we'll pull up the actual kit. Ooh, Raspberry Pi Model B. Pi TFT43 screen, noise. Omron SSR with the clicky thing. We got a power inlet with extra fuses. That's actually nice. It's all pre-wired. Very nice. And a clicky kit. And a SanDisk SSD. So that's pretty nice. We're going to be building this basically as the kit comes, essentially. Motion. I'm assuming these are LDO stepper motors. Nope, they're the... bearings. Ooh, metal drive gears. That's cool. VHB tape, zip ties, screwdrivers, Allen keys. Okay, so that's hardware. I went to the store to get gumbo ingredients and the store was just about out of... Dude, I went out last night. Our stores are fine. There is like no shortage of anything in any of our grocery stores up here. Because for us, it's like, oh no, it's going to be cold. Cold in Canada. But I went out yesterday to the grocery store and yeah, there was no issues. I had to pick up some stuff. I picked up a pork loin and I'm going to do, tomorrow I'm going to do a Tuscany style pork loin with a bunch of like garlic herb paste, garlic herb prosciutto or pancetta. I can't remember what I got. I'll probably just use bacon because I probably don't have any prosciutto or... Yeah, I forgot to buy that, so I'm going to use bacon instead. So bacon, herb, paste in the middle. So you fillet your pork loin open, so it's nice and flat and long. And you put a paste of basically like bacon, a bunch of herbs and garlic and whatnot, rosemary, thyme, all that in the inside. Then you roll it back up and then you roast it. So I'm doing that tomorrow, and I'm hoping the power don't go out. So I had to go out yesterday to get some like rosemary and whatnot, and everything was fine. Okay, there's all our screws and Allen keys and everything. They even give you DIN clips. These are injection molded DIN clips. Nice. But we're supposed to get a bunch of snow tomorrow. Tomorrow we're looking at 10 to 15 centimeters. So that's our bed. It's a 120 bed. I'm assuming it's pre-made. Dark Rock 185. So it's an LDO bed, it's pre-applied and everything, that I like, and it's mechanically fastened. 300 watt, 110 volt bed. Very nice. So I'm assuming this is the front. And we got little tabs to hold it in place. Nice. That'll be nice. That'll be nice. How much is that in inches? 6 inches, I think. It's like 5 to 6 inches. But it's going to be, the thing I'm a little worried about, it's going to depend on the wind. Because it's so cold out that the snow is going to be very dry. And it's probably going to blow around a lot. So, motor kit. So we got our XY motors and our Z motors. NEMA 17s, LDOs. Are these NEMA 17s? No, that's a NEMA 14. These are 17s. Okay, so we got NEMA 17s for the Z, NEMA 14s for the Y, XY, or the AB. Got our linear rail kit. Look at all them linear rails. They are rails and they are linear. And titanium backers. Or actually, I don't think these are titanium. Don't think these are titanium. Yeah, magnet sticks to them. They're not titanium. They're just steel backers, but still, they'll do the job. They'll do the job. Look how much buffalo. Yeah, I know. It's so where I am at, we usually miss the heavy snow. Usually you have to be north and east of me to get a lot of snow. We tend to dodge it usually down here. If you want to know what the weather's like where I'm at, just look up Detroit. Look up Detroit weather, and that's basically what I have. You got a bunch of cables, pre-made wire harnesses. That's always nice to see. Do I get lake effect? No. Well, okay, I won't say no. It's just very minimal. I'm on Lake St. Clair, or near Lake St. Clair. Lake St. Clair is not big enough to generate lake effect. It's not like Lake Michigan, where I know in like Chicago and like the western side of Michigan gets a lot of lake effect. We don't. Where I'm at, we don't get lake effect. Okay, so I don't know. I think it's a gray frame. Is it a gray frame? I think it's a gray frame. So let's look. These are our frames. Yeah, so it's a gray frame. So I need to figure out what colors to go with a gray frame. And then we got our DIN rails, which are Nice and heavy duty, surprisingly. So we got a gray frame. Does anyone have... There used to be a website you could go to where you could pick the colors for your Voron. Is that still a thing? Or am I misremembering? I kind of remember there being a website you can go to like pick your colors or something. Is that still a thing, or... If anyone has a link to it, can you link it so we'll take a look? Purple. Well, LDO is sending me a bunch of filament. I don't have any shipping information, unfortunately, because otherwise I would pull it up and see when it's going to be here. But LDO is sending me a bunch of their ABS, or sending me like a crate of ABS or something. So I'm going to have plenty of ABS, which is funny because I'm actually running low on ABS. For once in my life, I'm running low on ABS. But I have a ton of PETG because it's all left over from the Gundam build. So if anyone has a link to that, post it in the Discord, and we'll take a look. Part of the configurator. Let's see here. LDO Micron kit. Okay, let me grab the printer that we're going to print with. Looks like it's dead. Oh no. You're on the side of Steve Weatherman. What did Steve Weatherman say? Other than enter for the contest right off the bat. What did Steve say? Oh, we got top chat. Live chat. Let me see live chat. Discord is borked. Is Discord borked? I can post. I mean, it's in streamer mode, but it shouldn't. Oh, okay. Hi. Hi, Simple Fast OG. Oh, the configurator's down. Oh. Only certain channels? That's weird. DNS issue, maybe? Could be DNS. Could be DNS. It's always DNS. Always DNS. Okay. So, let me grab you. Yeah. Ah! I wish this printer had a screen on it. I wish this printer had a screen on it. It'd make it a lot easier to work with. Name of that tool head, that Luke, that can withstand a lot of heat. Tool head or controller board. If it's a controller board, you're probably thinking of the Jupiter, because that's what he uses in his printers. Although, I'll be honest, I didn't realize when he sent me one that they're not like fully publicly available. I think he's working on getting them, but like the one he sent me was like from his own inventory for printers that he was, making, essentially. Plug this in, give it some power. On. There we go. Are we on? Do we got lights? Yeah, we got lights. There we go. So this is what we're going to be building. So I have the gray frame. Part of me is kind of wishing I asked for the black frame, because I kind of want to do, I was talking with some guys on the Voron Discord about a printer that might be built for an occasion and color schemes. I kind of want to do a blacked out printer. I want to do like an all black printer except for like gold highlights. Like black frame, black main color, and then gold accent pieces or something. Border gateway basically. What's down? Is chat being reflected in the printer? Maybe? Can you guys see yourself? I mean, I can reflect. I can't. It's too low. Okay. Let me find the IP address of this guy. Hopefully it's on my network. Should be on my network, although it's going to be connecting to the garage. Log in. It's going to be connected to the garage. Let me find it here. Site, Big Tree Tech CB2, Seaboard Trident, Prusa Core 1s, Prusa Core 1s. Shoot, what do we have in here for a controller? Oh, shoot, which printer is this? Maybe it's this one? Copy, paste, go. It's online. I don't know if it's actually called anything. I think Big Tree Tech CB2 is the Venture XL. So this would be Big Tree Tech CB1, I think. I mean, I could just plug in Ethernet if I need to. Because I don't think it wants to connect. Can't send messages in there. Oh, that's weird. You moderate all my stuff except Discord? Really? Really? You're not a moderator in the Discord, Apulo? Okay, there you go. You're a mod on the Discord now, Apulo. Have fun. Okay, why isn't this connecting? Maybe that's not the Wi-Fi address? No, it's got to be the Wi-Fi address. It's the only one I could think of. Because we got, what do we got? What do we got? We got the Big Tree Tech CB2. So I think this is this one. I think that's a Venture XL. Yeah, that's a Venture XL. Site, that's that. Mirthful Bobcat, no. Okay, it doesn't want to connect, unfortunately. That's not good. So many Core 1s. Core 1, Core 1, Core 1, Seaboard Trident. Yeah, it's gotta be this, but it doesn't want to connect. Okay, in that case, let me find a cable that is long enough. Are you long enough? No. Good old Ethernet. Nails and Framer. We've been lucky with my Discord, I'll be honest. We only have the odd bot. It's not super common to get a lot of bots on my Discord. The Voron Discord gets a decent amount of bots, but they're usually handled pretty quickly, so it's not a big deal. My Discord, it's because my Discord isn't public. To join my Discord, you have to be invited, and by invite, you just got to click the invite link, which, you know, if you type ! Discord in chat, it'll pop up. And I have it on a few other places, but it's essentially, it's not like public. You can't just access my Discord through Discord. You have to be invited kind of thing. So the only kind of bots we really have to deal with are bots that essentially get like compromised accounts. Yeah, it's not a community server. Yep. So really the only bots that we ever get are compromised accounts. Okay, so where is this guy now? Where is this guy now? Now I gotta find it on this one. There we go. Okay, come on. Refresh. Come on. Come on. Doesn't want to load up this stupid IP address. So if we are doing a gray frame, what color part should we print them in? If we're doing a gray frame, what color should we do? I've already done red and gray. Okay, is this the printer? Yes, that's the printer. Okay. So we need to unload some filament. And I need to load some filament. What's a good color that we can print with to show off this printer's printiness? What is a good color I should print with? Gray and purple. So gray, purple, and what accent? Pop blue and galaxy black. Well, we have the example. So LDO Micron kit. Like this would be, so that's what that is. Underneath the hood. So it does use clicky. Forgot to see what hot end this uses. That's the Honey Badger 185 spec. Ooh. Yellow and gray, nebula-like colors, gray or navy blue, gradient ASA, neon yellow and sparkle green. Ooh. Hey, Steve! We're trying to figure out what colors I should print my Micron parts. We got a gray frame. Purple, gray. Yeah, purple's always common. I guess I should wait to see what LDO sends me. Because LDO is sending me a bunch of colors. I need something to feed this. What are we going to feed this? What do I have for colors? I actually don't have a lot of filament down. I mean, I actually do have a decent amount of filament down here, but not a lot. Go with a nice blue. Your Petchy. I don't want to print Petchy. Print a nice solid color. What do I got for colors down here? You're blue. Or are you flexible? Or are you ASA? You are ASA. I mean, we could print some ASA in here, see how it handles ASA. I don't really want to, though. You know what? Go with the classic. OD green. Who doesn't like OD green? I like OD green. We're going to do some OD green. That'll work. Do some OD green. And unload. Unload filament. British Racing Green. I don't think I have British Racing. It's going to depend all on what LDO sends me, because I want to use the LDO filament that they're sending me. So I gotta wait to see what LDO sends me, essentially. So British Racing Green. Would it go good with a gray frame, though? Would the British Racing Green go good with a gray frame? Okay, there's that. Now let's load some filament. Okay. Load filament. It's a bit annoying. I will say the one thing I'm not liking about the Delta Flyer is the location of the power inlet. The fact that the power inlet's on the top of this is kind of annoying. Because it's just like everything's catching kind of thing. Okay, you're loading the filament. No, you're not. You're jammed. I will say loading filament on this thing has been a bit of a problem. It likes to like... I think it's because of this. Watch. Move this down. It's the stupid... I think it's the feed angle. Don't want to feed, eh? No, you don't. So stupid feed angle on this has been a bit of a bitch. Extrude. Okay. Are you even hot? No, you're hot. You're 220. Come on. What is going on here? Extrude. Where's my snips? I'll send you a couple spools. Well, don't send me anything until I know what I have. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now we cool this down. And then we'll just extrude. And then retract. There we go. Okay. Back to normal. Okay, so what are we going to print? What are we going to print? That is the question. We're going to need to get Orca Slicer set up. It's so weird using these computers. It's been 3 weeks since I put Linux on my desktop. So it is, me using Windows is kind of weird right now. Printer thermometer. Okay. Oh, I gotta download a new version of Orca Slicer. Let's put a new version of Orca Slicer on here. So we'll close this. Got a new version of Orca Slicer. Cool. Download. What flavor? CachyOS. It's been 3 weeks since I put that on my desktop as my main operating system, and it has been pretty good so far. Other than the only time I've really run into an issue so far, pretty much all the games that I normally play work fine. I don't play competitive games, so I don't have to worry about that. When I ingest videos to edit, because I did put a video out on the channel today. I know, I remember my YouTube password, which I know it's a joke. I stream on YouTube, but you know what I mean. DaVinci Resolve in Linux doesn't support AAC, which is an audio format that is extremely common with MP4. So pretty much I have to re-render my videos into a different format so that I can edit them. Luckily, it's just like run one line in the console with FFmpeg and it just re-encodes the audio. What desktop environment? I'm just using Plasma, just KDE Plasma. It's very Windows-like in terms of like, I like the layout of Windows. I like my bar at the bottom, the start menu, whatever. So I just went with that. So it works. I just saw you have a tool to preview colors for the Delta Flyer parts. They have a tool, nice. I usually use OpenShot or Kdenlive. Yeah, like I have Kdenlive. I have used Kden. What the fuck is this shit? Oh my god, Windows. What the fuck is all this shit? This is what I get for using Windows. It just like, yeah, we're gonna redo our start menu on you. Where's all my shit? Somebody get Microsoft on the line. Fucking Windows 95. We're just gonna change everything. Ugh. Change category to list. Is that it? List. I don't even like this. I don't want this. I want my two things side by side. I want, like, on the left, all the programs, and the right, my... Ugh. Ugh, I hate this shit. Ugh. Failed to install plugin. Yeah, I don't need the plugin. I don't like it. I hate when companies change something on you and don't ask you. Like, give me the option. Like, okay, if you want to have a new thing, cool. But give me the option. We gotta add a new printer. Yeah, I'm open shell. I'm fine with KDE Plasma. I'm having like the only thing that's kind of annoying with KDE Plasma, or at least two things that I've noticed. One, they have to re-encode because DaVinci Resolve on Linux doesn't support AAC, so I have to re-encode it as like FLAC, which not a big deal. Also, drives. I have an Unraid. I use Unraid for storing all my shit, and I can't like drag and drop off my Unraid drive. I have to mount it, which is kind of dumb because I can access all the files on it through shared drives, and I could see all the files on it, and I can like click on a video and it'll play on my desktop. But if I want to like drag and drop a video off of my Unraid into DaVinci, I can't. And DaVinci can't see my shared drives. I have to now mount the shared drive instead of it just being, I don't know, it's just kind of dumb. There's a bunch of weird little stuff like that. Delta Flyer. Oh, here it is. Cool. Delta Flyer, smooth plate. We got a textured PI plate in here. We are going to print with generic PLA. And now we need to find something to print. What would be a fun printer? It's just, I know it's security, but it's like, there should be an option to like, just do what I'm telling you to do. Well, it's not a DaVinci drive. It's just my Unraid. Like, so I'll show you. So, okay, desktop. So in here, right, I can load this up. And then I have my network, which is Tower, which is my Unraid server. And I can load this up. And I go like Nero 3D. I can view like, here's all my import stuff. And like, oh, here's all the files for, the video. You can see the converted files there for the audio. So like, the problem is I can't just like drag and drop this into DaVinci. It just won't. And like, it's annoying. It's annoying. Like I can do what I just did, but I just can't drag and drop it. So I can see everything. It's just like, no, you have to mount it. I'm like, well, I don't want to mount every single one of my shared drives just so I can drag and drop stuff out. It's like, what the hell? Has an SMT thing, but it's separate from mounting. Yeah, I know. It's like, I can see everything. I just can't drag it out. Yeah, it messes with the flow. It's like, stupid little shit is like that is what annoys me about Linux. Like, yeah. No, it's not just DaVinci. Even like Discord. You know how you can drag and drop an image into Discord? I can't do that from my Unraid drive. I can't like, it's like the files are there, but you can't do anything with them. But you can, because like I can double click a video and it'll play. And it'll stream off of the server and play just fine. But I can't drag and drop it. So, I don't know. What are we going to print? What it would be a fun thing to print on this? What is currently hot and exciting to print? We need something to print. What are we going to print? 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 I have some OD green filament in here. Look at all the flexi shit. Landfill, that's what that is. I'm printing the cow. Oh, I need support. Oh, I need support. Wow, that's a lot of support needed. No, that's no. Oh, it's an AI model. Fuck that. 1 second. Let me log in. Fuck that shit. No. No. Sorry. You have to, if you log into your printables account, you can turn off AI models. Yeah, no wonder why it's a shit model. It's AI. Fuck AI models. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get off my hard drive. I don't want to see you no more. Okay. Yeah, that model would be stupidly annoying to print. Is this an AI model too? What's with all the scrubbing, peeing scrub daddy? What is with all the scrub daddy prints? Did somebody just upload a bunch of them? It's a Luger. No glue. What? Oh, it's multiple parts. Okay. What are we going to print? What are we going to print? If anyone has any suggestions, just post them in the Discord. Need something fun to print. Got OD green filament loaded. The future benchy? What is a future benchy? Future benchy. What makes it a future benchy? No reviews. Is this your model? Flexi mania. I am sorry. I'm going to be that guy. I cannot stand flexi models. Don't get me wrong. There are some nice ones. But like, it's just got done to hell. And it just landfill. Like these guys, every time I go to like any outdoor, wow, that print is like print like shit. It's just so much flexi crap. Like flexi, I don't care about flexi models. You know what? We'll try this. We'll try this. I need to print something to test the whatchamacallit, the accuracy of this printer. So we'll do this. We'll do that. So standard 0.2 PLA slice. We'll see how it does. So we're using, yeah. It's because people print a shit ton of them for their Etsy stores and their like craft hobby stores and whatnot. And it's, I don't like them. I don't like them. Export G-code file, save. It's a 3-hour print, but it'll give us something to do. Upload and print. Upload and print. Ooh, look at the colors. So unfortunately, there is a bit of a time delay. But we can get a nice close view to the printer printing with this. So, and you can see my door. There's the outside. Boron made a fidget spinner. Okay. That delay is wild. I think it's because this is like a USB camera that is going to a USB hub that is into a 15-foot USB cable that plugs into the desktop. So that's probably why there's a bit of a delay. So what are we doing? We're waiting for the bed to heat up right now. Has taken a serious dive. Yeah, because it's all just like Temu shit and 3D prints. Like, I don't do Etsy because Etsy's not really that big up here in Canada. But yeah. like whenever you go to a, let me find a picture here. Every time I go out to like art in the park or stroll the streets or any of those type of events, I don't have a picture here, I don't think. Yeah. Store. Let me see if I can find it. No, don't have a picture of it. But every time I go out to like stroll the streets or arts in the parks or like, what is it called? Like, not Valueville, not, what is it called when like Sunday markets or whatever, like the monthly, you know, farmers market, there's always like 2 or 3 booths that are just selling the same 3D printed landfill. And they're all printing on bamboos with MMUs or AMSs, and they're printing all the same landfill over and over and over and over again. And it's like, it's, I don't know how that market is viable. Yeah, the Voron, yeah, I seen that Voron one. Yeah, I have the files for that. Uh-oh, who's pinging me on the Voron Discord? Have a license? Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't. How many stolen license models are on MakerWorld? Okay, so here's another side project. Here's another side project that I need to work on. This is a Pi Pico, okay? This is a 1.2-inch wave share screen. I need this to play a GIF on loop using this, because it needs to go in this. If anyone knows a good guide or tutorial about that, let me know. Because we're gonna need to be doing that. I'm gonna need to do that for the shroud masks that I'm making. Sell DeWalt. Well, see, you're selling something that's actually usable and practical and reasonable. So you get credit for that. You're actually doing something viable. Just hit 40 on the beach in Galveston to hope the power stays on. Why wouldn't? Why would the power go out? 40's not that cold. Or is it? Ryan Hall, y'all, has an AI assistant now. I don't really watch. I know who Ryan y'all is, but I don't really watch him. I mean, Alt is right here. It's not powered on, but I have Alt right here. Dude, I'm in Galveston. Y'all bot. Is it just like the falling of the beast? What is the falling of the beast? Like Trump's car crash? That'd be nice. Texas power grid fails. Oh, Galveston, Texas. Okay. Not everyone who's not American knows where all your cities are. It's like Galveston. I'm like, Galveston. It's on the coast. Is that like North Carolina? No, it's Texas. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that's right. Well, so no offense, but this is how we know it's going to be bad in Texas. When Rafael Cruz gets on a plane to go to Cancun, you know it's going to be a bad storm in Texas. And he's on a plane to Cancun. He's already in Cancun, so it's going to be a bad storm. Orange Pie. Yeah, like Orange Pie, nothing wrong with Orange Pie. Did you see the Persicore one on the price is right? Grant had it. Yeah, I've shared that image. I've talked about it on stream before Grant did his video. Yeah. It's the Freedom Grid. They're closing the Waffle Houses? Oh, it's going to be bad then. It's going to be bad if they're closing the Waffle Houses. I mean, so right where I'm at right now, let me see weather. Hopefully I don't dox myself. So right now it is negative 15 Celsius outside. Feels like negative 21. Oh, they're calling 20 to 30 centimeters? What? 30 centimeters? Okay. Oh yeah. See, Toronto. See, I'm down here. I'm down here in the Windsor area. So. Yeah. So. Yeah, down here. So if it's dry and windy, it's gonna be annoying because it's all gonna build up. Hopefully, all you guys are doing good. I don't have a generator, but I do have, like, I have UPSs I can use to, like, power shit if I need to. And then, I also have a 600-watt battery that a company sent me last year. They wanted me to do a video on. And then the company stopped existing. So, hey, free battery. So I have a 600-watt battery. Like, it's not an EcoFlow. It's like a knockoff EcoFlow. And it is solar, so I could charge it, too. But I'm kind of lucky. I don't really need power for anything, like, other than, you know, my pipe's not freezing, so. $41C in but oh, yeah, you're in Aussie land. Yeah. I mean, I think we sent a bunch of our firefighters down to help you guys out, I think. So. So what color am I going to print this in? This is going to look really nice. This is going to look real nice. That's going to look real nice when it's done. Oh, look at all the Oh, what is this? Oh, printed parts. These are the printed parts. Oh. Got the space gray frame. So we got a space gray frame. I don't know what we're going to print them in. Gundam colors? Well, it's space gray. Well, what are Gundam colors? Every Gundam has different colors. Gas furnace needs electricity. I do have a gas furnace. But yeah, it does need electricity for the fans and everything. Red, blue, yellow. Yeah. I bought a small 2000 Jenny today. Second year of home ownership, so I don't want to get stuck out here. Yeah. UPS, no problem. I know. I mean, like, it would have to get cold enough for, like, honestly, worst case, like, the power would have to be out for, like, days for my house to get down to freezing, probably. And there's enough ways to keep it, like, you know, you just go turn down the power, or go turn off your water before it freezes, kind of thing, and drain the pipes. I'm pretty sure I can just plug in my furnace to a UPS, so. Did Bros get her Delta Flyer? I don't know. I haven't checked in on that. But yeah, before the stream went live, I did go and check in the garage. And it was 5 degrees Celsius in the garage. So if you're wondering why we're just doing a nice little relaxing print and chill. I actually wanted to finish up the stealth. I wanted to finish up the Jabberwocky today. And get that all done. But it's just too cold out there in the garage. So I'm like, you know what? We'll do a nice little chill, print and chill. Also, I got this stuff. This is EL wire. So I got some EL wire to use in the mask. So I just got to figure out how to get that screen working. And then I can do some painting and get that done. For the chill? Well, we got the chill. Oh, wrong camera. There we go. The garage would put the chill. Oh, it definitely would. You know what? There we go. Haha. Turn the lights on the Gundam. No, don't look up, look down. You look cooler when you look down. There you go. Haha. No, the reflection. Can you see the reflection? How bad is the reflection? There we go. I'll just do that. I mean, it's not like there's anything that you could see. Not like there's anything that I'm doxing myself with. I got nothing down here. And then I did do the this last night. Throw the cup of boiling water and just watch it turn to instant ice. Just ice. Check the precipitation. We don't have any snow yet, I don't think. The radar map is pretty clear right now. We got nothing. I think it's supposed to start around midnight tonight. So, where are you at at Pulo again? I can never. You're down. I want to say North Carolina, but I don't remember where you're at. You got to turn down the peak. My ears are hurting. Do I have the compressor? Oh, wait, 1 second. Filters. I got the compressor on. Shouldn't be peaking. The audio shouldn't be peaking. I did drop it down a little bit. Actually, I might have dropped it down too much. How's the audio now? Am I hurting your ears still? I mean, this is the exact same settings I use when I stream on Twitch, and nobody ever complains about the audio on Twitch. Now I'm super quiet. I know I'm super quiet now. Fix this. There we go. There we go. Okay. Audio was fine. I know, it's always funny when like one person complains that the audio is off, and then I start faffing with it, and everyone else goes, dude, the audio was fine. What are you doing? Too low? Is it still too low? Supposed to get about 6 inches. Yeah, I'm across the river from you, Music Man. So sheet of ice in Texas. Damn. Audio's fine. Okay. As long as I get a couple of people say the audio's fine, then the audio's fine. So find deltas. Deltas are so fun to watch. Deltas are like, they are, in my opinion, one of the sexier printers. They are the most mesmerizing to watch. They are aesthetically pleasing. But unfortunately, that comes with a bunch of downsides that, in my opinion, make them functionally not as good. Like, let's be honest. A flying gantry Core XY, like a Voron V2, does everything a Delta does, but better. Like, it does everything a Delta does, but better. The only thing that the Delta beats it in is a flying gantry Core XY, like a Voron V2. You need 6 motors for motion. This does it in 3. But, yeah. I'm going to sit down because I can. Plus, today is just literally a print and chill stream, so. You know what? I'm going to do this with chat. Chat's going to go right there. I live in North Carolina, but I posted a picture in stream chat. Is that all ice? Oof. Oh yeah, that would be, I don't want to, oh yeah, you guys don't do license plates on the front of your cars. Yeah, if that's all like ice, yeah, I could see that being annoying. We can't even salt. My neighbor was out salting their sidewalk. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm salting my sidewalk. I'm like, that ain't gonna do shit, it's too cold. Do you know of any toolhead boards that may be rated for higher temps other than, the EBB 36 Gen 2. I think it's this one. I think it's the EBB 36 Gen 2. I have this in the Venture XL. I believe this one is rated for a decent high, like how high temp are we talking? Because I do believe the EBB 36 Gen 2 is rated for a pretty high temp. Let me see here. Because that's one of the things they did a bunch of testing on it, is to ensure that it's the EBB 42. Isaac H36. Okay, there you go. Yeah, the EBB 36 Gen 2 is rated for up to 75C. I'm going off boards that I have experience with. For those in chat that are recommending other boards, I haven't used them, so I can't really comment on them. If you see people recommending stuff in chat, if you know, not saying the Physek H36 is bad, but I have built 2 Physek printers, and both those printers I've removed all the Physek electronics out of for a reason. So yeah. Both the Venture XL and my Physek Trident have had all the Physek electronics ripped out. I don't run any printers with Physek electronics. They end up dying, unfortunately. Did I come up with a plan for the expansion? If you watch today's video, I talk about what I'm currently doing, which is basically I have the printer. The printer is set up to only print when it's hot. Have you tried a Big Tree Tech Eddy? I have not. Actually, no, I think I have it in one printer, but I can't remember which one. I think I have it in a printer, but I can't remember which one. Actually, I might not have it in a printer. Actually, I don't think I have it in a printer. They already told us you don't have to come in on Monday. Ooh, that's nice. You can hang out either. I don't know if I'm going to have a chance to stream tomorrow, if I'm going to be cooking all day or not. But we're going to be finishing up Half-Life Black Mesa on Twitch. Either Monday or tomorrow. We'll see. So with the Venture XL, if you had to replace the remaining parts you have not replaced, how much would that be? So on the Venture XL, I don't have exact costs because hi, I'm a YouTuber and I ask companies and they send me shit for free. It is what it is. On the Venture XL, I have replaced the enclosure. The panels that I enclosed it with cost me about 60 bucks Canadian. I bought 2 4x8 sheets and just cut them up. The controller board I replaced with a Kraken. The Toolhead board I replaced with an EBB 36 Gen 2. The screen that came with the printer I had to replace because the screen that came with the printer had the controller board built into it, the Linux SoC built into it, and since I replaced that, I couldn't use the screen anymore, so I got a Big Tree Tech HDMI 5 screen. The Toolhead is now an A4T Toolhead with a LDO Orbiter V2 and also a Luke's Lab Tube Compact. Also some other stuff, miscellaneous wiring, screws, belts, pulleys, that kind of shit. So yeah, the actual hardware of the printer I haven't changed. I did add extra support for the AB motors for the shafts, so they're supported on both ends. So that was an extra bearing that I had, so I just printed part in a bearing I already had. I still need to put a booster on it, and I still need to put fans in the chamber to get the air circulating. So those are 2 things I still need to do. Kit is value giving on... Honestly, if you could get the kit cheap, how much is a Venture XL kit? Because here's the thing, it depends what you're going to be printing, okay? 2,200, is that 2,200 U? Yeah. Yeah. So it's 2,200 US. Did the price go up? I remember seeing it like 1,800. It'd be nice if they sold this kit minus electronics. If they sold this kit minus electronics, I think it would be a better option for a lot of people, because I've had bad results with Physek electronics. I've had bad results with Physek electronics. Yeah. But here's the thing. If you're building that printer and you're only printing it open frame, or you're not printing ABS, like say you're just printing a lot of PLA and PETG and you're not enclosing the printer at all, I think it's a better option. Once you enclose it, thermal issues with frame expansion become a problem. Also, the fact that mine is in the garage, and right now it is 5 degrees Celsius in the garage. Yeah, frame contraction is also a problem. Guys, am I right when it's cold out? Ha ha ha, funny joke. Okay. The USD is, dude, the USD is collapsing like crazy. There's a few acquaintances who I have on Twitter that are all happy because gold is going through the roof. And it's like, yeah, gold and silver are going through the roof because nobody's trusting the US dollar right now. Like, it sucks because the Canadian dollar is doing kind of okay, I guess, compared to the USD from what I've heard. The problem is, it's not that the Canadian dollar is doing any better, it's just the US dollar is doing worse. And considering I get paid in American, comes Google, pays me in American, that really sucks for me. So if you want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, consider becoming a channel member, a Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, gifting memberships to others, or just go shopping and buy some stuff like gamer subs in the link in the video description. Yeah. -3. I have a heater on the garage to keep it from freezing. So yeah. But I've had to tell all my printers to not to be careful out there because they get cold. Again, right now in the garage, my Venture XL is it's 4 degrees on the beds. It's 4 degrees in the bed. So, yeah. Oh, let me turn on the YouTube overlay on the screen. There we go. You dumped a bunch of US bonds. Yeah, a bunch of countries are doing it too. You just made gold illegal because it was worth the money. Well, it was a get out of money. Okay, the US getting off the gold standard, and with them being the de facto global currency, basically was a cheat. They put in a cheat code that basically let them print money, because it's like you have to use the US dollar anyway, so we can just print it and basically able to run up like a $38 trillion debt, because you can't forgive, you have to use our money because we're the global currency. So them getting off the gold standard allowed them to get away with some shady shit for a long time. The only problem is now your debt is about to hit your GDP, and it's like, your country's $38 trillion in debt. And it's growing, and it's growing faster. And you're not going to be able to pay it off. You're about to default on your country. I'm about to, you know how you can buy those houses in Detroit for $1? I think I'm going to pick up Montana. Like in the sale, once you default, I might pick up Montana or something. Like maybe I'll pick up a couple islands down in the Florida Keys during the fire sale. Yeah. It's getting better. No, it's not. It's not getting better. U.S. Virgin Islands. Can I come rent for you? Sure, for a very reasonable price. You know what I found out the other day? You know how the U.S. wants to buy Greenland? Apparently, the last island that Denmark sold, and for the record, when Denmark gave the US what is now the US Virgin Islands, they signed an agreement basically saying Denmark owns Greenland. So it's formally ratified. But anyways, long story short, apparently the last island that Denmark actually sold to the US, I don't know how true this is. I saw it on Reddit, so it is what it is. But the last island that Denmark actually sold to the US government was, I think it's called St. Mary's Island, which is commonly known as Epstein Island. So yeah, there's a fun tidbit of history for you. I buy a section of West Virginia for mountains to mine. I mean, if you want to be a coal miner, go down there, get some black lung. My bank account has gotten better. Yeah, but it's inflationary. That's the problem. You gotta be careful. It's inflationary. It's like how, what was it? Is it Argentina has a guy? Or Venezuela? When Venezuela got rid of their, the independence of their financial system and let the government basically drop interest rates so they could print money and whatnot, the stock market went through the roof because the value of everything went up. So it's like stocks that were $100 are now $500. And it's like, oh my God, this is great. The problem is the currency devalued so much, it wasn't worth it anymore. So like, yes, it's a bigger number, but that bigger number isn't worth as much. That's the problem. That's inflation. I think I got the black lung pops. I've been down in a coal mine. When I was young and we visited Nova Scotia, we went and we did a tour of an old coal mine. And it was pretty cool because like you're down there, like we took like a little train down and like it's all black and it's dark and it's scary when you all turn your lights off. But like the walls were wet. And I'm like, where is this groundwater? And he's the tour guide's like, no, that's ocean water. We're actually out under the Atlantic Ocean right now. And I'm like, I don't want to be under the ground anymore. Line goes up. Exactly. Line goes up. What we're talking about here. It's a Saturday night print and chill. It's whatever chat brings up is what we yap about. It is, we did a little unboxing of a Micron kit just to take a look at it. And the original plan tonight was we were going to finish up the Jabberwocky on the Voron V2. So we were going to get it all ready and set up so that we could print with the VVD and the Big Tree Tech, or not the Big Tree Tech, the LDO box turtle kit that we built last year. So the plan was to get that all set up. The problem is it is 5 degrees Celsius in my garage right now and it's cold as shit. So we're in my basement and we're just doing a fun little relaxing print and chill. Salt mines under Lake Huron. Yep. Windsor, Ontario here, we have salt mines like crazy. Like there's big salt mines under my town. And over in, fun fact, Portal takes place in Michigan. The Aperture Science Laboratory, all the underground shit, is built into, in the lore at least, abandoned salt mines in Michigan. So. But yeah, salt mines are cool because they're like all temperature regulated and everything. And they're pretty clean for the most part. VVD is getting ready. That's good. Why it's called Windsor Salt? Yep, it's called Windsor. And believe me, the city knows about it because they salt the shit out of our roads. We have a social contract here. Our roads, we don't get black ice and they're clean within a day. The opposite of that social contract is your car rusts and falls apart once it hits about 10 years old. So it's like our roads are always dry and pretty good in the winter, but your car turns into a rust bucket after about 10 years. Unless you like literally get its oil sprayed every year, which I do. Oh, his family's from Kingsville. Okay, yeah, Kingsville's just on the other side of the peninsula. Is technically Southern Ontario peninsula? Is it a peninsula if you're surrounded by lakes? Does that count as a peninsula? Like, does it dox me? If this was all ocean, this would be a peninsula, but it's not. Because it's surrounded by lakes. Does this count as, is Southern Ontario peninsula? Like, I mean, well, they call this the UP. This is a UP, so that's a peninsula, Upper Peninsula, right? Michigan, the Upper Peninsula. So this is a peninsula. So that would be, this would be a peninsula. Yeah, Kingsville is down around here. So, but yeah, you can see why I don't get lake effect. Lake St. Clair, lake effect hits like this area, these guys, and they get a lot of lake effect here. A lot of lake effect here and here. With using beet juice on the roads. Yeah, so the reason they salt our roads, one, it comes out of the ground here, so they have salt everywhere. But two, it doesn't get that cold here usually. Because salt stops working, I want to say, when does salt stop melting ice? 9 Celsius. Once you hit -9 Celsius, which is 15 Fahrenheit, salt stops working for melting the ice. So our winters usually don't get that cold, so they just salt the crap out of the roads. So I know further north they use grit. They'll like sand the roads with like grit and very like small gravel. So at least you have some traction. So like that's what they do in, I know in like, when I spent a summer in Edmonton or in Alberta, and I was just like talking with people there and whatnot, and they're like, yeah, when you buy a car here, you buy a car from Edmonton, don't buy cars from Calgary. Because if you buy a car from Calgary, they salt the crap out of the roads and the cars are all rust buckets. But if you buy a car from Edmonton, they don't salt the roads up there, so the cars actually last a long time. So. Yeah, sand, not salt. It depends on where you're at. It depends on where you're at. So let's see. So Raspberry Pi Pico LCD GIF display. So how do I do this? Oh, somebody already has a wonderful video here. So we got to figure out how to make a GIF play on this screen. This is a wave share screen. I got to figure out how to make it play a GIF. And apparently you can use a BMP converter or BMP converter, BMP. Shouldn't be too hard. Oh yeah. So if I can get it to do that, we'll be good. I needed to do shroud. Dispatch. Shroud. So if you've played Dispatch, the main bad guy, Shroud, he wears a mask and he has this like little display in his eye, and it like kind of does like a little rotate thing. So the plan is, do the overhead. Here's the mask. And then I just put the display in the eye and just have it play that on a loop, because that display actually fits pretty damn perfectly there. So I just put that in there and play the GIF on loop. It's a wave share 1.28 display, 240 by 240. So it's got a little ribbon cable that I can plug into it, or breakout cable, and then I can wire it up. I have a Pi Pico. I'm assuming you can use an Arduino too, but I have a Pi Pico, so I might as well use it, kind of thing. So. Iowa uses brine that destroys all metal. Yeah, brine is salt water, essentially. So how's everyone holding up so far with the weather? Fine so far. That's good, Apulo. Pico has more Python functionality than the Arduinos, although modern day, most of the support. Yeah, I've heard better things about the Pi Picos. About 5 inches of snow, cold as hell. Loving the cold. I will say that last winter sucked. We had like no snow last winter. We had like 1 or 2 weeks where it was pretty chilly, but we didn't have like snow. This year we're actually having snow stick around for time, so it's actually kind of nice. So, ran out of heating oil last month. Do you get a refill? Like I know up north people use propane. Wood stove, nice. How much is a Pi Pico 2? Because is there a big difference between the Pi Pico 1 and the Pi Pico 2? Pi Pico. Pi Pico 2 is $18 on Amazon. It's honestly, I'm worried about the Texas bros. Isn't it Pi Pico? Yeah, it's like $5. This one actually, this Pi Pico right here, Jeff Geerling gave it to me. Jeff Geerling gave me this at Open Sauce 2 years ago when I went. So this one, I got to use it because Jeff gave it to me, so I have to use it for something. Yeah, from the Pipez. Yep, from the Pipez he had. Just an upgrade from 2040 to 2350. The same. Okay. Yeah, so I just needed to play a GIF. You know what we might do? What we might do is, depending on what's going on, maybe tomorrow I'll do a Twitch stream where we faff around with it. I gotta solder some headers on it, but I need to figure out where to put it in the mask. So actually, let me play around with this mask for a bit, because I think I gotta foam up the mask. Because the mask fits really nice on my face. Like, I really gotta get a haircut. But the mask fits really nice on the face. The problem is, you're supposed to wear a hood. The character has a hood. The problem is it's like right on my face, so I might have to like foam it a bit. Like put some foam just so it sits like an inch or like, I don't know, like a 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch off my face so that I can actually have room to fit stuff. But I have mesh too to put in the eyes so that it you don't see my eyes. So I think I have some foam. Let me take a look here. Actually, I might be in the garage. 1 second. I'll be back in a second. 1 second. Oh my God, it's cold out here. Oh, God. It is cold out there. It is cold out there. It is cold out there. Okay, so I do have foam. So I can foam this. I do have foam. So that I can foam the mask up so it doesn't sit right on my face. But I do have some foam for that, so that's good. Luke, you're in Minnesota, right? How are things where you're at? Things all good where you're at? Oh, I am so happy I got the new furnace in. Also, smoke them if you got them, or in my case, beer time. Don't worry, we're not going to get that hot and heavy with the chat tonight. So we do have a little bit of string. I got to figure out how to get it. It has been a long time since I've printed with a Bowden setup, so I got to figure out the stringing. Will I get a BYD car? So I'm not going to be getting rid of my Subaru until it's probably like 10 or 12 years old. I bought a Crosstrek 2 years ago. It's a 2024 Subaru Crosstrek. I bought it in mid 2023. Don't ask me how the model years work that way, but they did. Usually how it works with me and my wife, we only do one car payment at a time. So I have a little over 2 years left. It'll be 2 years April. So in April will be 2 years until my Subaru is paid off. And then my wife's gonna get a new vehicle because she has a 2017 Escape. So that'll be 11, 12 years old by then. So she'll get a new car. Whenever that gets paid off, then I'll get a new car. And I might get an EV. We'll see what we have for options. Oh, you're in Wisconsin. That's right. You're in Wisconsin. I don't know. That whole northern area of the U.S. is just a blob to me. Oh, geez. They're getting ready. But I do want to get an EV. MicroPython driver for the controller on the Wavestair display. Ooh. Desktop. Okay. Oh, wait. I have desktop audio on. Sorry, guys. I hit a button. Hopefully I didn't blow your eardrums there. Okay, I'll have to figure all that out. Did I see the oil? Yeah, the oil rig that fell over? Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, I saw that video. It's amazing. Yeah. So the only thing with the EV is usually how it works. Whoever has the newest car is the family vehicle. So like right now, if we go out as a family, we take my car. Whenever my wife gets a new vehicle, and she kind of wants to get a Subaru, not an Outback. What is it? Whatever Subaru's SUV is. Whatever, like one up from the Crosstrek, but below the Outback. The Forester. I think she likes the Forester. Mostly still enjoying the compact. The Chibi Tube is doing great on the Venture XL. The Chibi Tube is doing great. Although right now there is a little problem with the Chibi Tube, and that little problem is the fact that it's currently sitting at 5.8 degrees Celsius in the garage. It's a little chilly out there right now. That's why we're hiding in the basement today. I love my Model S. The only problem is it pulls hard right. Your tweets from coming home? No, let's all creep on Luke's Twitter page. Luke's Lab. Negative 25C. Ooh, it's chilly out. Is that all copper? Is that all copper? What are you machining in copper? What are you machining in copper? And when are, because people have been asking me, so I'm asking you because you're here, when will tube compacts be available? Oh, the nozzles, Pico nozzles. Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, in terms of EV, so I won't be getting an EV till at least like 2030 something. We just had a blog post update this week. Okay. Will I get a BYD? I don't know. Because right now the government is allowing in up to, I think it's 49,000 Chinese EVs, which, let's be honest, the majority of those are going to be eaten up by Tesla and Polestar. For those that don't know, up until like 2024 in Canada, the majority of Tesla Model 3s were made in China already. So we already had Chinese EVs up here. So with the decrease in demand for Teslas, hopefully there'll be some other options. When I was in China, I rode in BYDs and Cherries, and they're pretty sick, not gonna lie. So they are pretty nice. But yeah, it's like normally, it's like, because I do the YouTube thing, so I drive to Philadelphia for 3D Printopia, so that's an 8-hour drive. Every other year we drive out to Quebec, that's a 12-hour drive. So I do 2 to 3 trips a year where it's like a full day driving. So as long as EV charging infrastructure is good by the 2030s, I should be fine. I'm not too concerned. Although by that point, I probably won't be doing YouTube full time anymore, hopefully. So we'll see. Hope that you get a good price on recycle. You should. Just get a smelter. Just buy a smelter and remelt it yourself. Good Tesla. Yeah, but isn't the Tesla standard kind of open? Like, don't a lot of modern EVs, like a lot of the new ones, can all use the Tesla chargers? I thought. Like, I thought they opened the standard. Or at least, like, there's adapters you can get. Is it global standard? Okay. With current range. Well, okay, yeah, if you're towing a trailer, yeah, EVs are... The reason EV cars... The reason you don't see EV motorcycles is because they're inefficient. EV cars work because you can make them super aerodynamic. And it works. The problem is, once you put like a trailer on the back of your EV, it kills your aerodynamics, and they're nowhere near as efficient. But I don't tow anything. So... There are plenty of EV motorcycles that are just, yeah. Like I follow, I watch Fort9, which is a YouTube channel that does like motorcycle stuff. You know, I don't own a motorcycle, because I really like their content. And it's like, yeah, EV motorcycles are expensive and they just have shit range. Like, I know they exist. They're expensive and they have shit range. So. I use my Suburban as a Suburban. Yeah. Like, especially if you have more than one vehicle in your household, it does make, especially nowadays, if you have more than one vehicle in your household, it makes so much sense to have like one vehicle be an EV, and that's just your commute to work vehicle. For your care package, will you want some of our new long taper V6 nozzles? I have a bunch of chibi tubes, so Luke, whatever you want me to shill and promote, send it, and I will use it. So. Minivan supremacy. Dude, minivans are goated. I'm sorry. Minivans are goated. They are amazingly capable in a lot of ways. And also, if you're parking in a mall parking lot, park next to a minivan. Do not park next to a Dodge Journey or any of those others minivan but not a minivans, because that means they have kids who open doors, and kids that open doors ding your doors. Minivan doors slide open. They don't ding the doors beside them. Park next to minivans in parking lots. Hey everyone, Luke's lab has 10 bad dragons. Sounds like somebody's having fun. the Pacific Cat. The problem is with the Pacifica, it's a Chrysler. Well, Chrysler's not a company anymore. It's build quality. Build quality on them is just garbo. I will never buy a Stellantis vehicle or drive a Stellantis or own a Stellantis vehicle. They build them in my town. Build quality on them is just junk. Like my parents, they had I remember we had an 88 Dodge Caravan when I was a kid. The one with only one sliding door. And we took that to like Nova Scotia and back a bunch when I was a kid. And then we got a Ford Windstar. And that thing, I think like they got the bigger engine in it. You take out all the seats in that thing and it would move. I remember that. Gonna take some NyQuil Severe and pass out. Take care, Apula. Sleep good. The Pacific Cat. Oh, I know what a Pacific Cat is. I know what you're referring to. It's just with Pacifica quality, with Stellantis quality, it's like, do we build anything worth a damn? Well, we don't really have a native auto industry. We used to. There used to be a couple of companies that built cars, like Canadian-owned companies building cars. But now our automotive industry is mostly like what's left of the American auto industry. Like the town I live in used to have three, like used to be like the Motor City. Like it's insane how big the auto industry in Windsor used to be. There still is a big industry for mold making here in Canada, at least in the Windsor area. So a lot of your cars that are made in the US have molds made in Canada. Hell, even Tesla. Tesla gets their molds from Canada. They do. I built them. So we still have a pretty decent industry in a few areas. But usually it's in the pre-final steps. Like you don't really see, there are some cars made up here still. I know like Toyota and Honda have manufacturing plants up here. I know Honda builds a lot of cars here in Canada. But a lot of what you see we do is a lot of the supply chain stuff. Like the suppliers for the big three and whatnot. Edison Motors. Is that the guy building, trying to build like that hybrid drivetrain truck? I see him pop up on YouTube every now and then. He seems like a pretty good dude. Has there ever been? Yeah, there is a couple domestic car brands in Canada. Canadian domestic car brands. Yeah, we've had some domestic. Yeah, like Provorst. Used to be a car company called Timmy's. But like a lot of companies have, like Ford Canada's been around since 1904. On to Canada, like there are domestic car companies here in Canada. They don't really exist anymore. Remember, Canada's a country, the second largest country on Earth with a smaller population than California. We're very spread out. So yeah. Making a K truck with a dual test. Dude, I want to get a K truck so bad to mess around with, but I don't have the funds to justify buying one, nor the room for one. And they're not that big, and I don't even have the room for that. Yeah, I know they ran into issues with like the drivetrain and generators and yeah. That's a problem when you try something new using technology that already exists within certain bounds. So I want the slate to exist, but I'm not gonna. So here's the problem with the slate. Here's the problem with the slate. Slate truck. Okay. So here's the problem with the slate truck. Okay. I've seen them. I've heard about them. I'm super excited about it. I think they're really cool. The fact that it's a two-door kills like half the market. This needs to be a four-door. You need to be able to sit 4 adults in this thing. I'm sorry. This being a two-door kills off anyone that would buy it as a primary vehicle. Because like, I can't buy this. I can't put my son in this vehicle and my wife. That kills this vehicle already. Also, what's the current price of them? Because they're like, oh, they're under 20 grand. And they're like, they're not under 20 grand. They're $27,000 with a $7,000 with a $7,000 rebate. And I think the rebate doesn't exist anymore. So here's the problem. This is, oh yeah, the Ford Maverick's bigger. The Ford Maverick also has a full second row. And also, the Ford Maverick, you can get a base model Ford Maverick for cheaper. These are Canadian prices, I think. Yeah, this is Ford Canada. So, Ford.com. Don't bring me to Ford Canada. I want to see Ford.com. Vehicles. Show me the Yankee Doodle dollar prices. There we go. Yeah. So, a Ford Maverick starts at $28,000. A base model Ford Maverick does more than a Slate for roughly the same price. The only difference is the Ford Maverick is gas. But the Ford Maverick can hold more people, tow more, fit more, has more creature comforts and quality of life improvements that it comes with, like a fucking radio. So the problem is, building an EV has such a large initial price cost to it that doing cheap EVs is almost impossible in North America. There's a reason the cheap EVs are Chinese, because the technology doesn't scale that well on the low end, because you're spending so much on the battery, the drivetrain. You have to like cut corners, like literally sell the vehicle with no fucking radio in it for it to be cheap. So Ford Maverick is a Ford Escape. Oh, I know that. And they still can't keep them in stock. Every time I drive by the Ford dealership, they don't have any Mavericks on the lot because they sell out almost immediately. And this is coming from somebody who used to own a Ford Sport Track. So I'm well aware about Ford taking their SUVs and putting a truck bed on them. Number of Gen Z men not having kids. Well, it's too expensive to have kids. We have one and we're done. One and done. I was going to get a Maverick. I was going to get a Maverick when my Focus died. I wanted to get a Maverick. I want a small truck for like the couple times a year. Having a truck would be nice, but I want to be able to carry my family in it. And the problem is, when I went into the Ford dealership, I'm like, hey, I want to buy a Maverick. And they're like, hey, 18 months. I'm like, cool, goodbye. And I walked into a Subaru dealership and they put me in a Crosstrek in 2 months. So, it is what it is. Rivian R2. Yeah, the new Rivian stuff looks really cool. Like the R3, I think it was. The Tacoma. The problem with the Tacoma is the same problem as a lot of the other mid-size trucks. They're too big now. The problem is, like, a Tacoma is as big as an F-150 from like 10 years ago. They're too stupidly big and they're too expensive. You're paying 7/8 the price of a full-size truck for 3/4 of a truck. So yeah, tacos are expensive. Well, the Rivians are pricey because they don't sell a lot, so they have to make up for the volume price with just unit price. A Ram. Dodge Ram, you mean a rust bucket? Is a Rivian unibody? Probably. Oh, the entire car market's overpriced as hell. Why do you think I got a Subaru Crosstrek? Because it was $32,000 Canadian. It's always a Cybertruck. I seen a thing. They only sold like 20,000 of them last year. For 50K. Oh, I know. They've lost all their value. They've lost all their value. Actually, here, since you're on this account, David, let me, there you go. Highlight your name so you stand out. For light, I'm actually kind of disappointed. We had so I see a lot of big three autos around me because where I live has a lot of people that work in the auto industry. So I see like a lot of big three autos, and there's a lot of Ford Lightnings around here. The problem is the Ford Lightning isn't that popular because all the truck bros aren't buying it. Do we have a jam? We have a jam. We have failed to extrude. We got a jam. Shit. Shit. Pause. Yep. Yep, we got a jam. Dang it. It's not good. Oh, that grounded down. Yep. Dang it. Dang it. Dang it, Bobby. Oh, geez. No wonder why I didn't have this tight at all. Okay, 1 second. I gotta fix all this. Ugh. Dang it. Dang it, Bobby. Do I have a brush? No. Dang it, Bobby. Okay. That goes in there. Ah! Don't lose the spring. Deltas are not for me. They're not for everyone. They are definitely a niche thing, especially nowadays. Deltas used to have the advantage of, if you wanted to go fast back in the day, you built a Delta. Because printers at the time weren't built that well, let's be honest. There we go. Printers at the time were not built that well. They had issues in terms of like controllers and whatnot. So you basically had to build the printer like controllers at the time, 8-bit controllers and whatnot, printer rigidity. If you want to go fast, you had to build a Delta. Okay, that was what you had to do. But now with modern printers, modern firmware, you don't have to build the printer as, oh man, it was working too. Okay, well, you don't have to build the printer as skeletonized and lightweight to make it go fast, right? With modern firmware, input shaping, all that, you can get away with a bit more. So, dang it, that sucks. Now I gotta resume. I wish Ford had done the plug-in hybrid Ranger. Oh, dude, I really wish the new Ranger isn't a Ranger, okay? It's an F100. The new Ranger should have been called the, I don't know, the Maverick or something, or the I don't know. But anyways, if they had taken the old Ranger, made a 4-door of that and sold it as a plug-in hybrid, I would be all over that shit. But they didn't. Okay, so now we gotta wait for this to heat up and try again. The new Ranger is boring. Yeah, the new Ranger is the ultimate example of paying 7/8 the price of a truck for 3/4 of the truck. Oh yeah, the Ford Ranger with the diesel. Yeah, when I was in Aruba for our honeymoon, they had those everywhere. The Ford Rangers with diesels were everywhere. Apparently, the entire capital city of Iceland has lost power. Got a taco with the diesel. Well, the thing is, diesel right now isn't that good. There was that whole emissions scandal with EV, or with the diesels, and the price of diesel has gone up a lot too. So like diesels aren't kind of what they used to be, I think. Aren't they geothermal? You're thinking Iceland. Iceland is geothermal. Pull a house off the foundation. The problem is, like, yeah, the engine won't die, but the car's going to rust around you depending on where you live. I live in a place where it doesn't matter how long the engine runs, it's going to fall apart. Oh, I just seen it on my Twitter feed that the capital of Greenland lost power. Where's my OSINT account that I follow? Run into the storm back. Yeah. Like, the majority of driving I do is pretty short, so. $2,000 S10 4x4 bought new 2016. Dude, that car has paid for itself. The worst thing you can do, in my opinion, is buy a car regularly. Nothing. I knew people that would, like, okay. My stepdad, for example, he leases because he works and he can use the vehicle as a write-off for work, and he has to travel for work, right? So for him, a vehicle is a work expense. So he leases. Every 2 years, he gets a new vehicle. It makes sense for him, and it does make sense. But like, I worked with people that would like buy a car, buy a truck, and then like every 2 to 3 years, trade it in for another one and just roll the debt over. And it's like, they'd be stupidly in debt. Like, they're paying like double the car payment of what you would normally do because they just keep rolling it over. And it's like, well, I needed a new vehicle. And it's like, well, did you need one or you wanted one? Well, I wanted one. It's like, well, I could afford it. I'm like, yeah, but you could afford a lot more if you didn't do that. Yeah, I bought so my very first car I inherited it was I had an 01 Sport Track, and I drove that until from like 07. I got it in 07. I drove it till about 2011, and then the engine started it got to the point where it's like, okay, the body's rusting, the engine's starting to sound weird, and it's just sucking down the gas. So I'm like, okay, I bought a 2011 Focus, brand new. I drove that all the way till 2023 when the exhaust had holes in it, the air conditioning died, the frame was rusting away, and the body started rusting away. I'm like, okay, I bought a Subaru Crosstrek, and that's what I've been driving right now. So I've only ever owned 3 cars, and I'm 37, so. And then this one, I'm going to drive it until it dies. miles. Yeah, jeez. My Focus, or when I traded in the Focus, it had 160,000 kilometers on it. So 160,000 kilometers in like 12 years. '79 Ford Bronco. Those things were built like tanks, though. Like, back then, vehicles were made out of steel. They were heavy as shit. Lord help you if you got in an accident, because, you know, what's a crumple zone and what's an airbag? And then, but they lasted. Okay, don't forget, we are going to be doing the giveaway at the end of stream. So if you haven't entered for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, enter for your chance. Link in the video description. While you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, ring the bell, subscribe if you're not subscribed. And if you want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, consider becoming a channel member, Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, gifting memberships to others. If you're a channel member or Patreon supporter, you do get videos early. You get access to special channels on the Discord, and you get to hang out when we do our members-only live streams every month. So. $3,000 kilometers on an S10. Nice. printer look great. It does. It actually, considering that it has massive layer shifts in it, you don't see the layer shift here, and you don't see the one up here. Because it doesn't matter. Yeah, Delta printers are fun to watch. I wouldn't want a print farm of them, but they are fun to watch. Ugh. 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 Oh God, thankfully I don't have to build a computer anytime soon. Isn't the FL-Sun Delta printer like crazy fast? Deltas are fast, but they have problems. So the problem with the Delta, this is 120 millimeters cubed by like 120 millimeters tall. This printer is massive for the print volume. It's good on the X and Y. On the XY, it's pretty efficient. But let's be honest, this printer right here has a smaller print volume than this printer. So this printer has a smaller print volume than this printer. Also, this is a round print volume that actually tapers near the top. This is a full 120 cube, so it's got a bigger print volume. And also, Delta printers are not the most geometrically accurate because step distance is different. Because you're using 3 motors in a triangle, and you're using angles and shit like Sakatoa and math, you know, that stuff in school that you don't like, your step distance changes throughout the print, and it has to compensate for that, which means dimensional accuracy increases and decreases the closer and further away you are to the middle of the print volume, and the firmware has to compensate for that, and it's not always bang on accurate. Also, they're tall. Like, as you get taller, the printer gets taller because you have to have extra room on top. So there are a lot of downsides to the kinematics, but they do look good. So, what are you doing, step distance? Yeah, the closer you are to the bottom of the tower, the bigger the steps are, essentially. Pontiac, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time. I miss Saturn. Saturn as a car brand. They made okay cars. Do you know what I miss? I miss the Pontiac Sunfire. That was like, when I was in high school, that's the car everyone had as their first car, was a Pontiac Sunfire. Buick. Because of the name. They kept Buick because of the name. No one ever missed the Ford Fiesta. Hey, the Ford Fiesta has a fan base. Don't go on the Voron Discord and poo-poo the Ford Fiesta around LOL module. I am sorry. Oh, the Cavalier. Oh yeah, dude. I went to a car show, a classic car show, and you know what's funny? When I go to a car show, I do not care about muscle cars, and I don't care about hot rods. I find muscle cars boring, because they're just big, dumb chunks of metal. And rat rods and hot rods, I don't like the aesthetics. They just don't vibe with me. Somebody had a 1989 Cavalier or something. I think it was a Cavalier. Mint condition. And like, everyone's like gawking at it because it was like mint condition. And I'm like, dude, how? And he's like, just don't drive it in the winter. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I never drove it in the winter. I'm like, okay. Mint condition. Somebody has one of those like Subaru sandbars all done up with crazy colors. Wait, let me see. Yeah, it was basically one of these. Chevy Cavalier, 1989. I think it had this color though. Like it looked like this, but like mint. It was mint. And I'm like, yeah, those cars I find interesting at car shows. Still Saturns. I still see the odd Saturn. My wife's aunt has a Solstice, or not a Pontiac Solstice. What is the Saturn Solstice? You know how Pontiac they had the Pontiac Solstice, and then they had the Saturn version of it. She has the Saturn version of it. A little sports coupe, a little two-door convertible thing. Sky, that's what it is. Saturn Sky. Yeah, she has that. Was really a Holden. Was it? Was a friend from high school used to tell girls he had a vet to get them to go with him. Then at this point, there was a Chevette. A Chevette. Oh my God. For those that don't know, that's a Chevette. The Chevrolet Chevette. I mean, at least it's not a Gremlin. At least it's not an AMC Gremlin. Which was the Wayne's World. The Gremlin was the Wayne's World car, right? Yeah, that's a Gremlin. Oh, no, it's a Pacer. It was a Pacer, yeah. See, these kind of cars I find interesting. I miss that era of car that felt like you were driving in a greenhouse because there was nothing. Your A and B pillars were like this big and it was just glass and you could see everything and the car weighed like nothing. They don't build them like that anymore because they're death traps in an accident and they don't pass modern safety. But I miss that kind of car. I miss like because like I lived through it. So, you know, 1993, like, honestly, like these, like, I miss these. I miss the two-door hatchback Civics, right? Isn't the 90s one? Yeah. I would love to have one of these. The problem is all the ones that exist now are either falling apart or some kid has done way too many horrible mods to it and it sounds like a fart can driving down the road. You're not going to find an unmolested one anymore. And if they are, they're expensive as shit. Hatchbacks are great. My Ford Focus was a hatchback, and my Subaru Crosstrek is basically a hatchback. Because the Subaru Crosstrek is pretty much, if you don't know what a Crosstrek is, like this is literally my car right here. Or no, this is the older one. Mine is this one, but orange. So this is my car. It's basically a Subaru Impreza just lifted. It's literally a Subaru Impreza just lifted from the factory. That's basically what the Crosstrek is. The Pinto, the one that blew up. Hey, at least you share one thing in common with a Russian troop carrier. Let's put the gas tank in the back door. Two-door, two-seat hatchbacks are great because you can put the rear seats down, open up the hatch, and you can fit so much shit in the back of that thing. Two-door stick shift 97 Civic. Oh, dude. I was in high school when Fast and the Furious movies were popular. Like when the first 3 Fast and the Furious movies came out, like when was it? Fast and the Furious 1. No, I don't want. When did that come out? 2001. Yeah. So I went into high school when Fast and the Furious was out. So like the whole like go to the student parking lot and there's like cars with shitty underglow lighting everywhere. That was like the norm when I was in high school. That era of cars. And now I'm a 37-year-old dad, so I just drive a family vehicle. Yeah, I think I have a picture of mine here. Let me... Yeah. Yeah, this doesn't give anything away, so whatever, but this is my car. This is my car the day I got it. So that's me car. Just a nice orange, sunburst orange Subaru Crosstrek. Limited, 1 up from the base model, good enough. Look at that. 2-liter boxer engine, no turbo. Yeah. I actually really like it. No joke, I really like it. It's, you know, you can throw shit in it if you need to. Good enough. Tire glass pack muffler. Oh god, the crappy tire muffler in it. The orange and black RX-7 from Tokyo Drift. Oh, dude. Oh god, yeah, this is so true. People in LA and Detroit, yeah, Detroit. Dude, driving in Detroit, I have to drive through Detroit to go to the Detroit airport when I fly out. And I already don't like driving the States as is. Driving through Detroit is like, okay, it's not as bad as people think it is. Detroit is nowhere near as bad as of a city as it used to be. It's actually a pretty chill city now. But I'm playing it up for the story. It's like driving like Mad Max. Half the cars on the road are like dented to shit. So you're like, okay, do you crash into people or people crash into you? What's going on? And then like every time I drive to the Detroit airport, I pass at least 3 vehicles that are just dead on the side of the road. Like driving through Detroit is interesting. Again, the Hyundai Ioniq. Dude, I like the Ioniqs. Ioniq 5 N-Type? Oh, that's the performance package. Yeah, I love the styling of this. And then what is it? The Kia EV type something. What is it? Hyundai? What is the one that's like very cyberpunky looking? It's like the Nissan type 96 or type 76 or something. The E-Niro. I mean, like, it's a Kia. Like, I get it because of the name, but I don't like the styling of it. I don't like the too bubbly. The Ioniq 5s look nice. The Ioniq 5s look nice. Oh, the Hyundai. That's what it is. Hyundai type 76. This thing. Or Vision 94. This guy. Hyundai Vision 74. I'm sorry. Like, holy shit. This is straight out of Cyberpunk 2077. Like, yeah, it's hydrogen, which is shit. I'm not a fan of hydrogen. I'd rather it be an EV. But like, holy shit, look at that styling. Like, come on. Come on. Come on. Look at that. Look at that. I want it. Look at that. That just looks so damn good. I love how it looks like it's obviously LED, but it's made to look like a dot matrix, like those 70s and 80s style. Like even the interior. This is straight out of Cyberpunk. I freaking love it. Look at that. I love that retro, like, it's one of the reasons I like this Fallout setting, because for those that don't know, Fallout is set in the future, right? It's set in, you know, the bombs fall in 2076, but it's the future of the 50s. So what we thought the future would look like in the 1950s, that's what Fallout takes place in. Whereas Cyberpunk is kind of like the future of the 80s. So if like 80s technology just kept progressing in that bubble of 80s-ness, what would you get? Like that 80s and like that just before, like for me, I'm nostalgic. I've said this on stream before. My nostalgic period is like late 90s, early 2000s technology, where like computers were getting good. We had the internet, but we still had dial-up and we still had flat screen monitors and phones were still big and chunky. So it's like we were getting a lot of the modern stuff, but we still had that analogness to it. Like that's the period I'm nostalgic for. The My P2126, bro, the My. I freaking love, that is the car, no joke. In Cyberpunk, I like using the My to drive around on, when I use cruise control. When I use autopilot, I like the My. Because it can just drive through traffic easily in autopilot. If you don't know what and also it plays the little jingle when you get into it. It's so happy, it's such a happy car. This right here, this is the car you want. You want the My. Look at that thing. Although it's funny, most of the cars in Cyberpunk aren't electric. They run on Chew 2, which is a biofuel. Johnny Cab from the Johnny Cab. Honda Accord always think of the Johnny Cab. My mind means escargot. Is that what it means in like Japanese, escargot? So snail, which makes sense from the look and the fact that it's slow as shit. Ed 209. No, the Ed 209s are not reliable. I really hope that new Yugo. I just want cheap cars. I'm part of me like okay, I am part French. My last name is French. I have a French background. Oui, ho, pamplemousse. I view cars as tools. I honestly don't care that much about vehicles. I don't get spending $100 grand on a car. I don't. I want cars to be cheap. Like, get me from A to B reliably and comfortably and don't have me die. Anything else is extra, right? So, like, I really, like, yes, I know it's nice that my car can drive itself and all that shit. But cars should not be freaking 50 grand. Like, the cost of the average car now is in, like, the 60s grand. Like, 60,000. It's ridiculous. It's like, cars should be cheap. Like, we've been building them for 100 plus years. You think we would have figured out how to build them cheap and reliably by now? The only thing lately, Trump is pushing. I mean, I don't think Trump even knows what a K truck is. Let's be honest. I don't think he knows much of anything right now. The dude's so addle-brained. Got dementia. It's the greatest dementia ever. The doctor's like, we've never seen anyone be so dementiaed. A lot of the problems with EV affordability. Yep. In China, Chery sells it is literally a Honda Civic with an EV drivetrain. Okay. If you go to China, a lot of the taxis and DD is their Uber basically, are essentially EVs. The EVs are freaking everywhere in the Chinese main cities, right? Because in China, it is stupidly expensive to get a license plate. You have to buy a license plate for a vehicle. And if it's a non-EV license plate, it's like it's like $6,000 a year or something stupid like that. But EVs are free. So if you go into any of the big cities in China, like 3 out of 5 vehicles you're going to see on the roads are EVs. And pretty much every vehicle that's used for regular commuting, like taxis and DDs, are EVs. And they sell essentially a basic bitch Honda Civic type vehicle with just the engine ripped out and an EV drivetrain in it. That's what they sell it. And the car is like 10 or 15 grand US. Not even, it's like 10 grand US. And they put a couple 100,000 kilometers on it over a couple years, and then they throw it out and get a new one. And they are just cheap, basic, disposable EVs. And they have enough charge on them to drive the whole day. You get home from work, you plug it in, it charges overnight. You drive it all the next day as a taxi driver. Oh yeah, their charging infrastructure is insane. Like you can go anywhere in China and there's charging ports everywhere. It's insane for your your little moped or your vehicles, everything. They put the money into the infrastructure. But like in North America, if you want to buy an EV, they're all luxury vehicles. They come fully loaded with all the bells and whistles. It's like, no, take your basic bitch car and just take the basic engine out and put an EV engine in there and drivetrain, a battery and drivetrain. I just want to buy your cheapest vehicle, just make it electric. But no, it's the premium plus model with all the bells and whistles and sunroofs and all this other stuff you don't care about. It's a premium product, not just, a consumable product. Oh yeah, like you would walk down the streets and there'd be hundreds of people plugging in their little scooters charging during the day. Engine block heater plugs. Yep. I have a 220 volt plug in my garage. I put it in. It's a 220 volt, 20 amp, nothing crazy. But it literally cost me, like, I did it myself. I totally had a certified electrician verify that everything was installed and signed off correctly. But, like, I put in a 220 volt, 20 amp plug in my garage, and it literally cost me, like, $50. Like, now, granted, my fuse box is in the garage, so my panel is in the garage, so it took me... I ran wire this long and put an outlet. It wasn't hard at all. But I had to buy a breaker, 3 feet of the right gauge wire, and an outlet to put 220 in my garage. I could have put a bigger plug if I wanted to, but like I only did because I plug it in for the printer. But it's not that hard to do. How would you mark some? Yeah, that's the problem. Shareholders, those gosh dang shareholders. From 100 amp to 200 amp. Yeah, I think I only have, I don't know if I have 100 amp or 200 amp. I think I only have 100 amp. I'm a little worried one of these days I'm gonna have too many printers running and take out my whole house power, but it hasn't been an issue yet. Swaps the pack. Yeah, pack swapping has been a thing toyed around with for a bit. I think it makes sense for long haul. Like if you were to do trucking, like 18 wheel, like big rig trucking, it would make sense to have swap out, imagine you have a big rig and you have the cab behind it. Imagine if that cab was nothing but batteries. And when you every 8 hours you pull off to the side, swap out the battery back and off you go. That would make kind of sense. But in like your average home consumer EV, I don't want to have some random guy's battery in my car. Do you trust it? I don't know. As it requires automakers to decide. Yeah. Crying in 240 volt, 40 amp in Australia. Wait, 40 amp? Oof. Well, it's 240 volt. Mine's 110. I mean, technically here in North America, we actually do have 220. Like, the power going into my house is 220. It's just in two phases and they split. So you have one phase, 110. Everything's one phase or whatever. So they split it here. So when you want to put 220, it's actually really easy. You just need a double wide breaker and boom, you have 220. It's actually not hard at all. Yeah, the 100 amp is for 240. Yeah. So it's 240 or 220 or whatever to the breaker, and then the house itself is 100 or 110. If it comes out, people would. Well, that's what I mean. Like, it would make sense for doing, like, you know, 15 years from now, when all truck drivers are no longer employed because all long haul trucking is done by, you know, self-driving vehicles, because they're just, you know, Americans, they can't have trains, but we can have trains on roads. So you take all your big rig trucks, you make them self-driving, and they just automatically pull over and have battery swaps every 8 hours. That makes sense. What printer is this? This is a LDO kit built Delta Flyer, which is an open source Delta printer. It's a fun little build. And I think my video for this, I'm doing a video on this. I think the video I'm going to do on this is less about the Delta Flyer and more of the state of kits in 3D printing. Because let's be honest, there hasn't been a lot of big kits in 3D printing lately. There's been a lot of fun kits, don't get me wrong, right? Don't get me wrong. There are still plenty of fun kits, but like nobody's come out with another Voron, right? Like, you know, disclosure, I'm on the Voron team. Say that as whatever. But like nobody else has come out with, like, even Voron. We haven't come out with anything as popular as the V2, and the V2 is 5 fucking years old now. Like literally, the Voron V2 is a 5-year-old printer now. It's over 5 years old, I think. So it's like, I think the kind of, everything's been incremental, and I think this is kind of the way forward for kits for 3D printers, where a lot of people now are just buying a printer, right? You can, why go through all the trouble of building a Voron kit or a Rat Rig or a VisiBot when you can just, for $300, buy a Centauri Carbon, right? So I think these kind of kits, where they're relatively low-cost kits, and you're building it more for the experience and the fun of building the kit, I think these kind of kits make a bit more sense in the modern 3D printing ecosystem than Vorons. Now, don't get me wrong, Vorons will still exist, and there will be a lot of people who will enjoy building them. But it's like, for the longest time, if you wanted an enclosed Core XY, you didn't have many options. You either had to spend a lot of money on like an Ultimaker, or like in 2018, what were the options for enclosed, like an enclosed, high-speed, reliable printers that could print ABS? There weren't a lot of options, and they were kind of expensive. And then Voron came out, and there were different iterations, and you know, the V2.4 came out in 2020. So if you wanted an enclosed, high-speed, reliable printer, you had to build one. And a lot of people, they kind of like, they didn't care how they got the printer, they just wanted the printer. So they were willing to build it because it was economical at the time. But then as soon as Bamboo comes out with the X1 and the P1 series, and then Creality starts copying them, and then, you know, Cheedy and Elegoo and, you know, other companies start costing it down, you know, right over there, there's a Voron, there's a V2, my oldest Voron that's still functional, V2 number 26. It's a 250 V2. It doesn't really do anything that a Centauri Carbon doesn't do. It's an enclosed Core XY 250 millimeters cubed. So people aren't building printers out of necessity anymore like they used to. They're building them because they enjoy building them. And I think these kind of kits will have a bigger place in the market going forward than the pro level kits like a Voron, because you don't need to build a Voron anymore to get that kind of printer. You can just buy a printer of that kind of tier. But low cost kits like these are fun weekend projects. You use the printer that you already have to print the parts. The BOM cost out of them isn't that big. Like, let me pull up LDO Rook kit. Like even the LDO kits, which are on the more expensive side of kits. All right, let me pull this up here. Okay, so this is Canadian pricing. This is Canadian pricing. So 500 Canadian, so it's like 300 something US. Let me see. I hate how they, yeah, 584 US. No, print your own 500 or 500 Canadian. Yeah, I wish there was a way to have it not default to US. So you have like V0 kits, Rook kits. I don't have a Rook in here. This guy, the Delta Flyer kit. There are some really good, they're relatively cheap, they're relatively inexpensive. Building the printer is the fun of it, I think. And I think these kits have a lot of, these will probably fare a bit better in the market long term than if somebody were to come out tomorrow with, you know, the Vorons are already established. Vorons are already established. Rat rigs are already established. VZBot. Has there been a, I don't even know what the proper wording, just, I know this isn't the right term, a premium. Has there been a premium tier printer that's on the same level as like a Voron, Rat Rig, VZBot, etc., that has come out in the past 2 years from somebody new, Because like you have the positrons, you have these guys, the Rolohan machines. You got the Cocoa Press. I got the Cocoa Press over there. Stone Wolf. Is the Stone Wolf out yet though? Like, is it out? Because I haven't really seen much about it. Like I've seen the guy at a couple events, but I haven't really seen people soon. Yeah, that's the thing. It's soon. The Magneto's done. They're not making any more Magnetos. They're gone. And they're a company. Magneto was a company. Hyperdrive printers. I've seen the hyperdrive printers, but they're not that common. Inertia Cube, but I don't know about kits. That's what I mean. When it comes to kits, like if somebody comes up to you like, hey, I want to build a 3D printer. NXK3. Is NX still doing anything? I've kind of actually stopped. This is like the first time I've even said the word Annex in months. But it's like, I think these kind of printers are more fit into the current landscape of 3D printing more than some other ones. We need another plague so we can, yeah. I mean, the heyday of Voron was when everyone was stuck at home because of, you know, the coof. Tool changer boom. Yeah, tool changers are getting pretty popular, but let's be honest. Tool changers are a system, not a printer. The new stuff, SLS, FiberSeek, or UV, those are all commercial level stuff. Like SLS at home is not something I promote at all because that shit is cancer in a bottle or dust. FiberSeek, which is continuous extrusion, that's going to be a bit proprietary. Same with the Eufy maker stuff. I know I got COVID twice, and I'm pretty sure I have long COVID. Want to build a Voron to have the index without the Prusa premium. Yeah, like we're gonna be putting, I have a Trident that's just in the hallway right here that we're gonna be putting index on when it's available. Probably never be at home, but it'd be great for metal. Yeah, it's something that makes sense for like low-level commercial stuff. Like if you own, you know, somebody's in chat, you know, would never be able good for like metal printing again, I think. Yeah, like if you own like a body shop, like for example, I have a former coworker that rebuilds and does automotive stuff, right? He does restorations on old cars, he does rebuilds of old cars and new cars. But he reaches out to me every now and then. He's like, hey, can you print a grill for me? Or can you print like an air intake or something? Because it's like a lot of parts on these cars, either they're overpriced and you're buying like, oh, it's new on eBay, but it's new from 1960 and 1960s plastic ain't great. Or it's like it needs to be modified or something and it's easier just to reprint the part, you know, because you can do that on a modern printer. So yeah, there are use cases where it makes sense at a lower level for like at-home SLS. But it's not hobby level. It is not a hobby thing, unless you're like balling on a budget. It's like, I know some people that bought Pantheon machines for personal use. Some people are just rich. Some people, a $10,000 3D printer is just a hobby expense. Not for me, not for a lot of people, but some people it is. So, yeah. Core 1 kit. Actually, yeah, you're right. If you buy a Core 1 kit, build it, and then get the index add-on, it probably would be cheaper than building. The advantage you would have is if you want to go bigger. If you want to go bigger than 250, buy like a 350 or 300 kit, and then put index on that. So if you want to go bigger, yeah. Is to design go fast parts for I don't know what a VAG car is, but okay. Steel for grade of machine, 10K for a pre-built. Yeah, the people, like, it's funny, I had a comment on my YouTube channel today on the video that I did about the Pantheon, where somebody's like, why would you ever buy this machine? My Bamboo can do all this. And I'm like, your Bamboo isn't making parts that go on fucking rockets. Like, people are buying this printer because they need to be able, engineers that design a part in CAD that meet certain material requirements and strengths and like heat resistance and shit like that, they need to be able to then print that part with material that is guaranteed to give the results that they designed for the part. And then that part goes in a rocket that holds a tank that goes to space or something. Or it's used in, like, you know, people that have blurry faces use stuff. Like, yeah. There is market for that stuff. Just because your Bamboo can also print the same material doesn't mean it guarantees the same things. You're buying it for the certifications, right? Like, here, let me see if I can find it. Newest. Oh man, I hate the new YouTube frickin' thing. Let me see here. Where is it? Yeah, it seems completely over-engineered for the task. Seriously, what can it do that the H2S can't? As far as function, it's not the same as categories of Vision Miner. Well, the Vision Miner is designed to print Peak and Ultim and high-temp stuff. This machine isn't designed to print Peak and Ultim. It's designed to print engineering-grade nylons. This looks like more design. And it's like, yeah, because you're paying for the certification. It's like, for some, I don't know what it is. I blame YouTubers and Reddit. Some people seem to think like the high-end printers need to print Peak and need to print Ultim. And if they don't, they make no sense. It's like, that material has a use case. But if you don't need it, you don't need it. So there is market for machines that can print high-grade engineering nylons and PETs and other not high temp plastics, but higher temp plastics reliably. Polycarbonates. And also, when you print the thing on that, with the material they provide with the printer, it is guaranteed to meet certain material properties. And that's the big thing. Because anyone can load ABS on a machine and print ABS. But can you guarantee me the part that comes off your machine meets the numbers in my computer simulation? No? Then what's the frickin' point of doing it then? So. It's you can tell the people that don't have manufacturing backgrounds in this hobby, who don't need to worry about designing for engineering or designing to meet certain material requirements or anything. Speed being, oh dude, people that chase speed with 3D printers are like, it doesn't go that fast. Mine goes faster. I had comments on the Venture XL video. It's like, why is it printing so slow? It's like, it's extruding at 50 millimeters cubed a second. Is what it is. Well, mine goes faster. It's like, yeah, but are you extruding 50 millimeters cubed a second? Well, no. Well, then who cares? We shouldn't be measured. Any printer can go fast. Tell me how fast your printer can extrude plastic and the parts are usable. That's all I care about. How consistently and accurately you can extrude parts that are usable. I don't care how fast the printer is. Because fun fact, most of the stuff that comes off high-speed printers is mechanically kind of shite. Print any fiber on materials that sound metallic. Yeah, it'll print the PPS stuff. It'll print the PPS stuff, but so will my Voron. All you need is a hot end that can do about 330. 330 to 350. If your hot end can do up to about 350, you can pit the PPS stuff. So. Yep, my N+1. Yep, you want the fastest printer in the world? Just get more printers. .65-degree chamber is not optimal. Correct. It depends how big your part is too. If you're printing stuff that's relatively low to the bed, it's usually not that big of a deal. Like a lot of Voron parts, for example, if you notice, are pretty low to the ground. So you're printing right on the bed. And if the bed's 110 degrees and you got a pretty toasty chamber, you probably have a pretty decent bubble of pretty warm air next to that bed. So. And then you can always anneal it after as well. But like, let's be honest. I printed the tool head on the Venture XL. It's in PPS. I printed that on my Pantheon machine. The hot end can go up to 500, no problem. But yeah, the chamber isn't heated. So the chamber was in like the 60s, I want to say. And yeah, it's not optimal, but guess what? The part's fine. Haven't had any issues, so. Like it really depends on what you're doing. If you're printing parts for your little fun 3D printer at home, then you don't need to be, 99% of there. As long as you're within range, you're good enough. So. I'm trying to get close to injection molded parts. If you want okay parts, BAM will do. Yeah, like the problem with injection molding, like here, let's be honest. Grab the closest. This is the handle, or this is the remote for my lights, right? This is injection molded. This part, look how buttery smooth that surface finish is. And guess what? They pump hundreds and thousands of these out an hour, right? You ain't FDMing this shit anywhere near as fast or high quality for the next, I don't even know if the technology can even scale that well. Like, When you are mass producing plastic, you cannot beat injection molding. Like the moment it's like, hey, we need 100 of these. Okay, FDM. Hey, we need a couple thousand of these. Well, do you have the time for us to build a mold? No? Okay, FDM. Hey, we need 100,000 of these. Okay, yeah, FDM don't make sense. Like, injection molding is just, once you're at that scale, you just can't beat it. Not even just 5 to 10. Like, here, think about it. It takes time to build a mold, right? If you need something made that cosmetics aren't that big a deal, because let's be honest, layer lines are a thing, and not everyone wants to see layer lines on a car part. But if it's like, hey, we need a couple hundred of these by the end of the month, we could get a mold that'll make them, but the mold will take to the end of the month to get built. Or we could just, you know, we have the file, just start cranking them out in a print farm. Sometimes it makes sense. It really depends. It really depends. Plus, the advantage of having, you know, a print farm doing stuff, if the file changes, if you need to change the design of the part, all you do is just reslice the part and just start printing. You don't have to take the mold offline, weld up the mold, remachine the mold, retest the mold, ensure everything is good, and then start production again. And you've been out of production for 2 months or whatever. So there are valid use cases for production using FDM. It just needs to fit in that window where injection molding doesn't make sense, essentially. Either in a timetable, a volume, or a cost. People underestimate. Yep, you can make 3D, you can 3D print, you know, especially if you have a shoe. So basically the mold already, and all you need to do is replace like the inserts for the actual molded part itself. And there are resins that you can print on like resin machines that are very strong resins that you can do very high detail parts out of. And you can print those, basically those inserts, and then get a couple thousand parts out of each one before you need, and guess what? You can just print a couple of them. So as they start to wear out, you just replace them. So you can resin print mold parts, but it depends on the plastic and the temperatures that you're injecting. Like if it's a glass filled high temp like polypro, I don't know how long that's gonna last, because I've seen that shit destroy steel molds. So it depends. More thermoforming. It depends on the plastic. It depends, like thermoforming, it depends. We didn't do a lot of thermoforming at the shop I did. We just did mostly traditional. We did do rim molds. They were basically like, it was like a really soupy plastic that they kind of like pour in. All I know is those molds were an absolute pain to work on because they flashed like crazy. So when the molds came in, they would just be like covered in like stuck plastic. They sucked. I hate working on them. Freaking Dodge. So many Dodge vehicles used rim molds. Can make negatives for sheet metal forming. Yep. Fun fact, the F-35 uses 3D printed molds for forming some parts on it. I won't tell you what company the printers they use, but it's a company that I have a printer of. Okay, we got 6 minutes left. If you have not entered for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, link in the video description, enter for your chance while you're down there. Don't forget to like the smash button and ring the bell. And if you want to help support the channel, if you enjoyed the stream tonight, consider becoming a channel member, Patreon supporter, or hey, just buy some like gamer subs. Use code Canuck. Save some money and help support the channel. Is it the Pico? Yes, it's the Pico. And rim molds are for larger. Yeah, it was. I honestly, I think the last one I worked on was for the Dodge Viper. It had to continuously come in for... Dude, the worst mold I ever worked on, Dodge Ram. I will never buy a Dodge Ram. Freaking... The company running the mold for the Dodge Ram... I can't remember. I think it was a grill for the Dodge Ram. It was like the Dodge Ram Classic. This mold had a massive water leak in it, and they just let it run for months until the mold functionally wasn't working anymore, and then they sent it to us to fix. And we're like, what the hell is this? Half of it, the core was cracked, the cavity was cracked. They just ran this, they just kept upping the pressure to get it to seal better. And then they just like started putting beads of weld on the seal off so that it wouldn't leak anymore or wouldn't flash as much. They butchered that mold. And the parts that were coming out of it were junk. And those parts were going right on Dodge Rams that were being sold. So, yeah. Then again, Tesla does the same thing. So, doesn't surprise me much. Freaking that first generation Model X mold was an absolute disaster. Tesla went with a cheap company that had never built a mold that big. And put it this way, lifters were moving like 40 thou under molding pressure. What extruder are we using on the cell changer? We're using Orbiters. Orbiter V2s and 2.5. So it's a mix of V2 and V2.5. I'd be surprised how many aerospace parts made with 3D printing forms and fixtures. Oh yeah. Again, F-35. They use some 3D printed parts as part of the manufacturing of components for it. Stellantis. I think this was before Stellantis. This was in like 2016 era, so I think this was still like Fiat Chrysler era. It honestly doesn't surprise me if nothing's changed. Oh yeah, we got 3 minutes left. Oh, there's a company looking into 3D printing in space as a viable construction method for rockets with an endless printer. Well, here's the thing. It's not hard to put a MiG gun on the end of a Kuka arm, right? Like, was it Terran made their first generation rocket and they're like, it's all 3D printed. And then they stopped after the first launch because they're like, yeah, this doesn't make sense. Additive manufacturing in space makes sense because you don't, it is a lot easier to send up a printer that can just print whatever instead of sending up a mold machine with all the molds and cores and dies and whatever to make whatever. So in terms of manufacturing in a limited environment, additive makes a lot of sense because you send up your metal dust or your metal wire or whatever, and you send up the machine and you send up a computer with all the files and it could just make anything. So additive does make a lot of sense in, in travel, space travel. It makes sense. But at a certain point, it doesn't scale. But let's be honest, the point where you're needing to make hundreds and thousands of parts in space anytime soon, we're probably not going to get for a bit. So. MDF Medusa. Well, okay, you just have a bunch of Kuka arms with MiG guns and you just put them all together. And just make sure they don't crash into each other. T250 extruder printer. Well, I'm gonna Google it. Which one's a T250? It's the Patreon. What is this? Oh, it's the T100. I could do 100,000. Yeah, I've seen it. Cool tool head. High flow hot ends. But I mean, like, what's it doing that no other printer does? Like, I'm just trying to figure out how it's the fastest printer in the world when it's using the same motors, belts, and electronics that we all use. Like, I don't know. I remember that T100 or whatever, the fastest printer in the world, which it isn't. But it's just like, okay, how are the prints coming off of it? How's the strength of those parts? Like, are you printing faster than the material? Are you now losing strength on the material at that speed? Yes or no? I honestly would rather have just a big fat nozzle moving slower and print faster than a printer moving stupidly fast with very low layer heights. Because layer adhesion is usually the weak point in a 3D print. So. Is using sleeve bearings on rods. Okay. I mean, what's the advantage of a fully 3D printed frame at that point? Okay, so it's just super rigid. Okay. I mean, it's cool. If there's a kit, maybe I'll look into it, but we'll see. But what we can do is a giveaway. Who wants to win a spool of filament? Put a 1 in chat if you want to win a spool of filament. Let me find this here. Published. Close responses. Save responses. Link to sheet. Copy the sheet. Oh, what's going on here? What's going on here? Link to sheet. Great sheet. There we go. Freaking Windows. I honestly don't like being on Windows anymore. I do not like being on Windows anymore. Like I do not like Windows anymore. Yes, I use Linux. Yeah, I'm on Casio OS. Okay, wheel of names, because marbles doesn't work here. Okay, desktop. A, delete, V. There's all our names. There we go. So there's all our names. Oops. There we go. Steve. Okay. So I need a number between 6 and 7. I need a number between 6 and 7. So I'm going to give you a number between 6 and 7. 11 isn't between 6 and 7. 6? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Round and round she goes. Where she stops, the computer already knows, because the computer knows everything. Knows it all. Congratulations to that person. Okay. I hate when it... I don't know why it's been doing this, where it's like a bunch of empties. Remove all instances and nobody. Okay. Let's try again. The last number somebody put down was 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I don't know why it's been doing that, where it adds a bunch of empty names. Maybe it's just people didn't put their name in. Probably people just didn't put their name in. Steve Knobs. Congratulations, Steve Knobs. Let me find you in chat here, Steve. There you go. You will get an email from me after the stream ends with information on how to collect your filament. So congratulations, Steve. You have won a spool of filament from Polymaker. Although it's actually a gift card if you live in Canada or the US. There you go. Giveaway was today. Don't forget, Next Friday, the stream is the monthly community hangout stream where we're going to go over all the cool fun stuff you've been printing. So make sure you all join the Discord. And in the Discord, there is a channel called Look What I've Printed. I want you all to join the Discord, go to that channel, and post something cool you've printed in the past month or so. Or if you've never participated before, you can pull something out of your stock of things you have printed. And show it off. It could be some cosplay, it could be a printed prop, it could just be a cool print you did, an adapter for a hose, I don't care. Your printer that you built, go post it in the Discord, because the last Friday of every month going forward, we're going to be doing a community stream to help get people ideas, to help get people... Oh, message cannot be delivered. Steve, did you give me the right email address? Copy. Oh, okay, it sent that time. That was weird. Yeah, no, okay, that went. So yeah, so join the Discord. Look what I printed. See? We got Dougal here shared his Voron. This person shared their Death Racer, some Hedamames. So just share all that stuff, because the last Friday of every month going forward, we're going to be doing a stream where we go over all the community stuff people have been working on and whatnot. I'll share some stuff I've been working on. It'll be a fun little hangout stream. So that's going to be every Friday and the last Friday of the month going forward. That will be a regular thing on the channel. So we're going to end it there. Tomorrow I might do a Twitch stream. We got to finish playing Black Mesa. We got to do Zen. So I've never actually beaten Half-Life 1. So this will be the first time I beat Half-Life 1, which will be cool. And then we'll move on to another game. I'm thinking either Control or Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I've heard good things about the Jedi Survivor games, and I bought them both on sale on Steam. So one of those, we'll figure it out. So we're going to call it there, because it's getting cold. It's getting dark out. I can't see outside. So, hope you enjoyed the stream tonight. Shout out to Polymaker for the spool of filament we give away this stream and every stream. Links for them and more in the video description. Some of them like GamerSups, Luke's Lab, Gloop, use code Canuck, save some money. And for those that donate to the channel, give to memberships to others, or became members of the channel yourself, I thank you. Not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create. Without your continued support, you make it all possible. Be safe out there, drive safe. If you don't have to go out, don't go out. If you do have to go out, just be mindful, be safe. It's cold out there, it's snowy out there. Ice really fucking sucks. Stay the fuck away from ice. Both literally and figuratively. And enjoy your weekend, be safe out there, wash your hands. I will see you in the future. Good night. I can never remember